Welcome back to the 6th Gear Garage. Today we're going to take a look at these 9 different products and see which one is the best at removing this old stubborn Plasti Dip from this wheel. So Plasti Dip was designed to be easily removable. However, when it's left on for too long, it loses its elasticity, and instead of coming off in a nice smooth sheet, it'll chip off in little tiny pieces and takes forever to remove. They say you should peel it off within like 6 months, and this wheel was painted over 2 years ago. Our wheel has 9 spokes, so that's going to give us a chance to try 9 different products. We have some brake cleaner, some wax and grease remover, some Goo Gone, some paint thinner, some PB blaster, some custom wrap, which is the same as Plasti Dip. They actually say if you reapply this, it'll peel off easier, so we'll try that method too. Some rubbing alcohol, and some goof off. And last but not least, good old gasoline. I'm labeling one product on each spoke. Now, I'll be able to identify each product to see which one works the best at removing this stuff. Okay, I've got my cardboard template here to prevent any overspray. And let's go with brake cleaner first. Now I'm going to let these soak on there for about a minute, let it kind of penetrate the surface, and then go back and see if it wipes off with a paper towel. This is the Prep Spray Wax and Grease Remover. Next we have the Goo Gone PV Blaster, Paint Thinner, I kind of need a rag to apply this because I don't want to just dump it on my floor, but that's already working. Rubbing alcohol, I'll need a towel to apply this one. Now I'm going to apply some new product. This is custom wrap, which is Duplicolor's brand of Plasti Dip. We'll go black this time instead of pink. Put a nice thick coat on there. Goof off. This was on the shelf next to the Goo Gone. That product is called Goof Off. That's worth a shot. Lot that on there. And gasoline. And yes, I'm doing this in a well-ventilated area with no spark or flame around. This is working already. So let's see how they wipe off. Brake cleaner is not wiping off at all, but it does feel a little bit tacky. I thought maybe it would start to peel off easier, but that's not the case. Well, actually, here we go. Look at that. Maybe it did kind of soften it up a little bit and give it a little bit more of that elasticity back to help it peel off. The wax and grease remover next. Okay, it turned this one into pretty much goop. I think I made more of a mess on that one. So, definitely not the prep spray. Goo Gone. It's a similar. It's really sticky. It's actually starting to smear a little bit. It does scrape off pretty easily though. So this isn't as bad as the wax and grease remover, but it still made it a little bit, almost a little bit too mushy to peel off easily. PB Blaster. That's a mess. Definitely not going to try and peel that one. It's pretty much turned it into pink goo. The Mineral Spirits Paint Thinner. Again, turned it into pink goo. Rubbing alcohol. Not sure that did anything. Yeah. Rubbing alcohol did nothing. I'm going to let that dry a little bit longer. You can see it's still tacky, and then we'll go back to that. The Goof Off. It definitely didn't turn it into liquid goo. I wouldn't say it made it any more peelable. It's still coming off in small pieces instead of peeling off in a big sheet. How about gas? This one I can tell really got a lot softer. Some even came off when I was wiping it on. This is rolling off pretty easily compared to the other ones. I'd say gas is a good contender. It's definitely the cheapest. All these products came in the $5 to $10 range. Meanwhile, a gallon of gas here is, you know, $3 something. So definitely not the wax and grease remover. That just made a mess. Goo Gone, I mean, it's sort of coming off, but it's also making a mess. PB Blaster definitely made a mess. Paint thinner made a mess. Brake cleaner kind of worked. It's peeling off all right, but I wouldn't say it made it a whole lot easier. Alcohol, I don't think that did anything. Let's try the new application of product here. Okay, we're not quite dry yet. I think I'm going to give that a little bit longer to dry. But over here where it was kind of thin, it's coming off pretty easy. Okay, this new coat has had a little bit more time to dry. These have also dried out over time, so I'm going to apply a little bit more of the Goof Off, the gas, and a little bit more brake cleaner. So while this isn't actually peeling off, it definitely softened it up, and it's probably the least toxic of these other products that I've tried. But it is easily rolling right off. Alright, let's look at the Goof Off here. There's definitely some more resistance compared to the additional coat of custom wrap on there. Let's see if it'll actually peel though, is the thing. Nah, it's coming off in little tiny pieces still. It did make it a little bit softer, but it's not helping it peel much easier. The gas. Again, it softened it up a lot like the Goof Off, and I'm able to roll it, which is still better than peeling it off in tiny pieces, but it's not really peeling off in one sheet. Brake cleaner, what do you got? Yeah, same deal. I can roll it off, but getting it to peel off isn't really happening. So I'm going to say if you're okay with rolling it off like this, either the Goof Off, the gas, or the brake cleaner is good. If you want to make a smeary mess, use any of the other products except rubbing alcohol, which didn't really do much of anything. I guess while I wait for that to dry a little bit longer, I can start to... I gotta say, the PB Blaster and the Goo Gone made the biggest mess. I think PB Blaster might be the worst. Okay, I've given this a little bit more time to dry to see if I can get it to peel off. And it's still really soft. It's just rolling off. Now at this point, because I have quite a mess here, I'm going to go ahead and peel off this way the rest of what I can. And then we're going to take this outside and power wash it and see if the power washer will help remove any of these other areas which I've turned it into goo. And if you have a power washer or access to one, then this might be an easier route for you. So we'll try that out next, but first I'm going to peel the rest of these off. So after I did these other spokes, peeling off by hand, the paint thinner had a little bit more time to evaporate, and now it too, instead of becoming a liquid goo, is now able to roll off. And it's pretty effortless too. Although, not as easy as the gasoline. PB Blaster, still nasty. Goo Gone, still gooey. Wax and grease, this one too, after sitting for a while and kind of drying out, is also not peelable, but definitely rollable.
First, I tried power washing them with a 25-degree nozzle, and that was working slowly. As you can see, it takes a lot of pressure at close range to spray this stuff off. I switched to a more powerful nozzle used for stripping paint from wood, and that helped a little bit. But even with the power washer, some recessed areas like the lug holes and the center cap were not coming off. I guess when the product was applied over 2 years ago, there's no way you're getting it all off without some elbow grease. While none of these 9 products made this old Plasti Dip removal effortless, there are a couple that helped.
So based on today's experiment, I can say of all these products here, the one that was the easiest to use, the least toxic, and the easiest to wipe off was the custom wrap. And all I did was apply a new coat over the existing product, and that allowed it to soften up enough to where it didn't exactly peel off, but it did roll off very easily. And the rest of these products, they either didn't do it as well, or they made a big smeary mess, and or they smelled really bad like the gasoline. So if you've used a product that I didn't test here today and you found that it works well at removing Plasti Dip, please let me know what it is in the comments below. I'd love to try it out. Thank you all for tuning in today, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time here at the 6th Gear Garage. I'm going to get back to peeling this wheel. Elasticity. No. Elasticness. Yeah, let's go with that. Elasticity. Can I just say it like elasticity? Lose its elasticness. Is it noon yet? I'm getting better. I'll get it one of these times. Elasticity.